Okay, we're on. Welcome to the September Sidereal Astrology report. This report, I think I'm going to do September in two parts. This one, we will focus on this lunar eclipse that we're having. So I opened up with this image because a lot of people, it's good to show people what it looks like. Lunar eclipse. It's funny because it says lunar eclipse, solar eclipse, apocalypse. So if you look at the top image, let's see if I can draw here with a white pen. Yeah, this image here, lunar eclipse is what we have. So this is when it's a full moon. So here we go, sun and moon opposing each other, and then Earth comes in the middle. And I'll show you how to find it on an astrology chart because um, the nodes have to be conjunct with the sun and the moon. So that will be like a north node, and this would be a south node. And I'll show it to you on the chart. Solar eclipse, I'll erase this one. So lunar eclipse is when a full moon and then the Earth comes in the middle because it's coming on the track. It's basically when the ecliptic of the solar ecliptic and the lunar ecliptic, the path of the lunar it's not the ecliptic, but it's the lunar path and the ecliptic when they cross, that's a node. When they happen to cross on a full moon or a new moon, that's when you get these eclipses. Some of you might know that, but if you didn't, then you just gotta listen. So solar eclipse is when you have a new moon. So that's when the sun and the moon are conjunct, shining on Earth. And the moon, because of the distance, and this is the conspiracy thing, where it's the probability of of this ratio is like something in the millions, where the sun and the moon, the relationship, it's the 400 relationship. So I think it's something like the sun is 400 times the distance away than the moon or something like that. But it's also um, the moon is 400 times the size of the sun. So that's the ratio. So it's the 400. And you can double check that because I'm just trying to figure out my notes in my head. But 400 times the distance, 400 times the size makes it look like they're the same size when they're not. So, um, so that's weird because what happens is the moon can totally block out the sun, even though the moon, yeah, like that's the math. The moon is 400 times smaller than the sun, so like that big, but yet it can block it out because of that ratio of the sun being 400 times further away. They say that probability is not. It's like it's in the millions of that existing anywhere else other than our solar system, and that's blocking out um, life force energy, the sun. So that little moon can block out life force energy. So that's kind of strange. So that's the solar eclipse. Oh, sorry, I have to go back one. I might have screwed up the whole video. Let's see what comes up. Not sure. Okay, let's close that. I'm not sure what's coming up there. Anyway, so I lost the image. That's fine. Let's have a look at what we got going on because something that I saw, I'm staring at this full moon, which is tomorrow, which is September 7th, from the perspective of New York. And an image came up of what I just recently had an experience with while traveling through the cathedrals of Europe. We were going through the Notre Dame cathedrals because it's been said that the Notre Dame cathedrals align with the constellation of Virgo, and Virgo and Mary are the same archetype. But what the image that we saw was what's called, I'm going to get my pen up, hang on a sec, tetramorph. This tetramorph. It's, I'll show it to you here. I think I pulled up few websites here. What we were seeing while we were in the cathedrals was this image of, I'll come up here, might be a better image. Well, primarily this, okay? So what we were doing was trying to understand how deep um, the zodiac goes. And this is a zodiac image. And what we see here is a bull, an eagle, someone in the middle, the 13th sign, an angel, and a lion. So what this is these are the four angles, these are the directions. If we look at it, we have Leo and Aquarius. That's one cross, one part of the cross. And then we have the eagle is related to Scorpio, and then Taurus the bull. Those are also the opposites. And if you keep on going, what we saw was images like this. So you have in the middle the Christos, and that's what we were trying to prove was the Christ, the Christos is actually the 13th sign. So the 12 signs of the zodiac and the one in the middle, the one who can overcome the chaos of the 12. That's the whole kind of journey that we've been on. And it's everywhere. If you look in every kind of symbolism is the four. Again, the four, the lion, the bull, the eagle, and the angel, which is Aquarius. It's all over. So that's what popped out to me when I was looking at this chart, and I'll show it to you here. So you have the rising, and this is when, of course, it's from our perspective in New York. Scorpio rising, that's the eagle. And opposite of that, Taurus. And you have Uranus there, which is pretty cool. I'm going to walk you through what I saw here. And then here you have Leo. So this is the eastern, this is the west, the descendant. This is I guess you can call it the midheaven. This is the IC area, but this is, right? And this is where the moon is in Aquarius. So you have the sun here, and the moon in Aquarius, right? So that's the tetramorph, the angles, four directions. So that's what popped out to me. That caught my attention. So now I did a lot of writing here. So what I usually do is I write here, and I'll try to come into this with a cleaner chart here. Let me erase this. So this is my software. So now we have a clean chart here. All right, full moon is in Aquarius. I don't know what they're saying in tropical, and who cares from our point of view. But yeah, so full moon in Aquarius, see the node conjunct, and the sun is in Leo, and you see it's conjunct with the south node. And these numbers are interesting. You see a 33. 33 is mastery, and 30 is that number, that Christos number. 30 and 33. This is 33 is mastery. That 33 number comes up in Freemasonry as what is that? It's also mastery, but forget what they call it when you reach that level. So you have that kind of full moon energy going on. Of course, Leo moon, Leo sun with Mercury, 30, 33. I think this is a strong heart energy. And Aquarius is for the people. But what I notice here is this conjunction with Uranus and the Pleiades. And it has a trine with Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. So we kind of have that royal type energy going on because I see that this sun sextiles Jupiter and Sirius while we have a trine down here with the moon. So see that connects? Now, if you've been following my work, you know very well that the star Sirius is directly connected to Virgo, Mary. And then we have that square here. It's actually a T-square, Chiron. So you see how all that weaves in together and creates a bigger story? This is kind of how I do it. Because we're looking at the energy of the full moon, which is culmination, and it's an eclipse. That means the Earth comes in between. We're not being influenced so much by the moon. We are kind of going to be working with the celestial realm a little bit more than actually the moon, because the Earth is blocking it, the Gaia. Um, so I look at these things. So T square. This I looked at this T square here. Jupiter conjunct Sirius, Isis. That's the star of Isis, and Mars in Virgo, and then Chiron, healing. I think this is going to be a breakthrough in healing, some type of healing, a breakthrough energy that's going to be um, kind of punched through. If you look at Aquarius, I mean Uranus and Leo conjunct the Pleiades, we're looking at this kind of Pleiadian awakening type energy that we've been there for a while. So that's been kind of going on. And we can see here there's that trine with Pluto retrograde. So it's now flip-flopping between Capricorn and Sag. What I feel like this might be, I think I wrote it down. Let's see what I wrote here. Yeah, this could be a big release, healing breakthrough, and a big release because I was looking at Uranus also has a sextile to this Neptune Saturn conjunction in Pisces. And remember, Chiron is there. So this looks like some type of alignment with some starseed high spiritual maturity. Because remember, Saturn and Neptune, I've always been saying it's like a spiritual, something has been reached, a spiritual maturity has been reached. So there's some type of alignment that we see going on during this breakthrough with this T square. And then Uranus Pluto, it does allow for a deeper something hidden to be awakened and to be processed. So from the looks of this, and let me just check my notes. Yeah, healing, breakthrough, big release to align with spirit. Um, yeah, so big release to align with spirit. So whatever has been really holding you back, even from the last lunar cycles, during an eclipse, it could present you with another opportunity to really go deep without this much lunar influence, because remember the Earth blocks the moon, so it creates a shadow. So maybe this is the deeper shadows with Pluto going back and forth between Sagittarius and Capricorn, and that Uranus conjunct the Pleiades. Maybe this is a bigger, one more deeper layer to break through for a healing process. And things come in layers because sometimes they're deep and you don't see until you get through one layer, and one layer opens up another. Because it's that same thing that I see too. I'm focused on what Lilith is doing. It's opposing Venus and Leo. That that lioness raw. That raw. Sekhmet. I always see Venus and Leo as a Sekhmet energy. So maybe we see that again happening, um, posing Lilith. So stay tuned. um, that's pretty much all I saw. And I wanted to make this quick so that we can just kind of zip through this video, get prepared for this eclipse, and then maximize our time. Then maybe next week or a little bit after, I'll do some transits and I'll get into um, the new moon, and then we can see what we got brewing up for that. Okay, I'm going to stop the share and I'm going to say goodbye and good luck tomorrow. And I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, bye.